reaction if you can hear me. You can just drop a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Affirmative. All right. Something said affirmative. Thank you. I love that energy. All right. Thank you for being here. Welcome everybody. Tonight is going to be a very fantastic night. I can see some familiar names that I think I've seen before, probably here or somewhere within the company. I think I've seen some new faces. I'm also seeing some new faces. So, if you're joining for the very first time, like joining any live session like this with analytics, if you're joining this session for the first time, I want you to drop a one in the chat. Then the people that I've seen before that we both know that I've seen you before, I want you to drop a two in the chat. So I'm looking out for the two. The ones, oh, fantastic. Wow. I'm getting ones, a lot of ones. Wow. I'm thinking we'll have very few ones. Oh, wow. I'm seeing a lot of ones. I'm seeing twos. George Bala is one. Welcome, welcome. Sis Emanuela is a one. Welcome. Islamiyat is a one. Jennifer is a two. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, thank you for being here. Welcome to, I promise you, there's one thing I'm going to promise you that this session is going to be very interesting. And by the time you're done with this particular session, you will have spent your time in a very valuable course. Now, my name is Muideen Adiakoni. Before I go ahead, so I want to know where everybody is joining me from. And I see some people have, for example, I see Samsung A65M. In case you have questions, can you able mention your name and where you're joining us from? Like, for example, my name is Muideen Adiakoni, and I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Or my name is Muideen Adiakoni, I'm joining from Manchester, United Kingdom. Or I'm joining from Ontario, Canada. So I want us to see where are we joining from, all right? Okay, Sis Manuela said UK. Fantastic, Josephine. All right, Josephine. So I've noted that. Samsung is Josephine. All right. So I think I've noted that. Josephine is from London. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sidiat is from India. Interesting. That's actually quite interesting. Wow. That's interesting. All right. Jennifer said, I'm joining from UK. Welcome. Islamiyat is from Bradford. Okay, so I have my people, a lot of my people here. Daniel is not the JJC. I don't know. I know Daniel is not JJC. I've seen you. I think I've had a conversation with you. So I know you're not a JJC. Kenzo is from UK. I have a lot of my people around here. So welcome to the session once again. Ayobami is from US and Somto is from Enugu, Nigeria. Fantastic. Welcome to the session once again. Like I said, like I promised, tonight is going to be very interesting. And what are we doing tonight? Tonight, we are looking at business analysts and the agile project manager. Who are these people and what exactly do they get to do, right? So tonight, we're going to break down how a business analyst and also a agile project manager, they are able to streamline patient flow within the healthcare sector. We're using a case study of NHS in UK. It's fantastic. I have about 80% of the people on this call, they are from UK. So trust me, we got it on the lockdown. And before we even go ahead to even discuss everything, like I said, my name is Mindy Daniel Coding, but I'm going to do a proper introduction just a little bit. But before I introduce myself, let me introduce the company. Who exactly or where exactly am I speaking from? My name is, like I said, I'm Mindy Daniel Coding, and the company is Tenalytics. And who is Tenalytics or what do we do? So Tenalytics is an edtech organization that we're focused on training people that have zero background in tech, like they have no experience at all in the tech space. We're helping them transition into the tech space. And how do we go about this? We've been doing this for quite some time now. We'll be 5 years by August, which is a few days from now. With 5 years being in this game, helping people that have zero background in tech globally, helping them transition into the tech space and through different means, through different programs like the data analytics, the data science, data engineering, business analysis like we have tonight, the agile project management, cybersecurity, financial analytics, and human resource analytics. And when you're looking at transitioning, for you to be able to transition, we have world-class instructors, people that have experience that span across top companies. So these are the people that you have coming into your classes and giving you first-hand experience and knowledge on how to get things done to transition into the tech space. And like I said, but mind you, I won't be doing all this alone tonight. I have a colleague with me, which I'm going to further introduce. But looking at me myself, my name is Muideen Ade Akoni, and I have a lot of experience in helping businesses streamline their business operations, just like what we're doing tonight. We are streamlining business process. So this is what I have. I have years of experience in this space. And looking at what I do away from work, I've been able to help I've been able to help people that have zero background in tech space. I have over 500 people that have zero background in tech, help them know exactly what path to take, mentor them to landing their first role in the tech space. I have experience across the head tech company, the finance, logistics, FMCG, head tech, and so many more. And tonight, we have sessions of what we're going to do tonight. First thing, we're going to look at what exactly it is being a project manager and a business analyst. How exactly do you help or do you leverage your skill to streamline business process? Okay. Then you also be looking at the pathways. What are the things you can do to become these professionals? Then you also look at how exactly you can, after going through this route, how exactly are these things going to help you transition? And for those that will be waiting to the end of the session, you have an offer, a special discount offer, only available to anybody that's able to wait to the end of the program. Now, before I dive into introducing my colleague, you must have noticed that I have my colleague in the chat box. They'll be dropping a link to fill attendance. The purpose of this is so everybody that have the ones, like Josephine, joining for the first time, you want to make sure you complete this attendance. And the purpose is this particular session is recorded. So after the session, the recorded video will be sent to your email alongside the slide, alongside the slide that we'll be using for this particular session. So make sure that if you're joining this session for the very first time, make sure you complete the form. And with me tonight is sometimes I find it difficult to even introduce her because she is a fantastic individual. She is a very fantastic individual, a professional that when she's introducing herself, which I believe you guys will see, when she's introducing herself, she'll probably be smiling and like, I'm just small like that. Trust me, look at her very well. Mark her face. If you see her outside, Bila, she's a top professional that have experience that cut across board globally. And the person I'm speaking of is no other than my colleague, my most learned colleague, Ifoma. Ifoma, how are you today?
Hello, Prince. Thank you so much.
I told you she's going to be laughing. I know.
Thank you so much for that powerful introduction.
You're welcome.
Hello,
All right.
everybody. How is everyone doing today? I hope everybody is good. So I'm just going to get to it. Okay, so who is Ifoma? Ifoma is a senior business analyst associate at Analytics, also a product owner, a DevOps engineer, and has an MSc in Vue. With over 4 years experience, Ifoma is passionate about digital transformation and people development with a proven ability to bridge gap because as business analysts, we are change agents and we are the bridge between technical and non-technical team. So with proven ability to bridge gap between business and technology, Ifoma has trained over 500 professionals across 4 continents. Her experience spans across multiple sectors, including health tech, IT tech, ed tech, where she has applied deep knowledge of agile methodologies to to improve process, and help non-technical team or people that are looking to transition smoothly and efficiently. So let me quickly bring up my screen. Just a minute. Okay. Just a minute, please. Okay, so today we are going to be working together as business analyst, agile project manager, okay, on this project. So we're going to be looking at the topic that is about streamlining patient flow in NHS as a business analyst or agile project manager on this project, right? So let's look at the NHS challenge. What is the challenge that is currently affecting most patients at NHS today? So millions of people are on the wait list, long accident and emergency wait time, delayed response and postponed operations. And this has caused a lot of impact on people, a lot of disappointment. A lot of people are not even, you want to go in for an emergency and you're already spending a lot of time. You're even contemplating if you're going to make it out of there alive. You're confused, right? So as a business analyst, we are the change agents, right? We'll come into this project and we'll come into this project to make a difference, right? Sorry, I accidentally stopped sharing. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sure, we can see a screen.
Okay. Okay. So as the business analyst on the project, our focus is to streamline the project to make sure that the patient experience a seamless admission, treatment, and discharge, right? I can't see my screen anywhere. Prince, can you please pull up your screen? Because I don't know. For some reason, I'm unable to see my screen.
Okay. Right. We
Sorry
share my
about that.
screen. No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you. Okay. So as a business analyst, you're the change agent, you're the solutions architect. Your role on this project is, to come in and identify what the need is, profess solution, right? So what are we going to discover today? We're going to explore what a BA and an agile project manager role is in the healthcare tech, right? And we're also going to understand the patient flow in the NHS trust We're also going to understand the patient flow, right? Now, what is patient flow? Patient flow is simply talking to the seamless journey of a patient through healthcare from the initial contact to diagnosis, treatment, and then discharge. Now, this is looking at the moment that the patient comes in for accident or emergency treatment. This flow covers how their process should look like. And right now, the NHS is experiencing a lot of delay, and this has become a detrimental issue to a lot of patients, right? This has posed as a major challenge. Okay. Next slide, please. So the goal of this is that we hope to make it efficient, safe, okay, to remove bottlenecks so that patients can have so that they can be attended quickly when they have emergencies or accidents, right? When the flow breaks down, now this causes a lot of inefficiency, right? Because on the part of the patient, they experience delayed care, poor experience, and potential harm, right? It can even lead to loss of life because of the delay. Now, on the part of the staff, they experience burnout, reduce morale. They don't have that morale to keep going. And then on the part of the system, the bed is blocking, right? They don't know when a patient is there. They don't know when a patient is not there. They don't know when the bed is free. And then it leads to overcrowding of the A&E and cancelled operation. And this has caused a lot of increased cost and wasted resources, right? Please, next slide. So now let's look at business analysts and tech what tech has contributed in the healthcare process, right? Now, as a business analyst, you're a change agent, right? You're the bridge, you're that person that comes in to bridge the gap, right? Now, see yourself as a detective. You're the Sherlock Holmes of organization. Now, what is your role on this project? To uncover real problems, define what needs to be built, bridge that gap, right? You're the person that's going to bridge the gap between the clinical and technical guys, right? So you're going to understand the language that the IT guys are going to be speaking, and you're going to translate this language to the non-technical guys, right? You engage the stakeholders, you understand their pain point, and you translate this to the IT guys so that they build an effective solution. Now, what is tech? What has tech brought about in health tech? The solution engine. Tech has reduced a lot of bottlenecks, right? Tech has improved process. Tech has made it easy to get automated system. Now let's look at the case study for today. The case study for today is streamlining patients flow for the NHS Trust. And we are looking at the accident and emergency ward transfers delay. Now, this is the as-is process. Like, let's take a look at the background. The NHS Trust has faced severe bottlenecks in its A&E department. That is the accident and emergency department, right? Around about 250 plus annual visits. Average wait time is about 8 hours, and they are looking to reduce this wait time to about 4 hours. That is their target, right? That is their to be. So this is their current process, right? This is their current state, which is also known as is, right? So they've also identified staff frustration. About 60% of the nurses reported wasting time on admin, right? Patients stuck in A&E for long hours, waiting for an inpatient bed. And, this has caused a lot of bottleneck. As the BA is in action, right? As the BA on the project, what are you going to do? You're going to listen to the stakeholders. Yes, right? Staff burnout, you're right. So what are you going to do? You're going to empathize with them. You're going to listen to their pain points. You're going to engage the stakeholders, and then you're going to map out the current process, right? Now, what are the key bottlenecks that has been identified on this project? Manual bed requests, delayed cleaning, lack of real-time visibility, right? So we are going to quickly go into draw.io to get a little bit practical, right? We need to analyze and design solutions that are going to be effective, that will bring about the change that this process needs, right? We're going to identify the root causes. Why are the beds not available? Why are they not visible? Why are the cleaning teams not notified when they are supposed to be notified? As a business analyst, you need to ask questions when you're drafted into a project. You need to keep asking why to understand what is the pain, what is the root cause. You know, you do your root cause analysis. Now you define the requirement. What does the digital solution need? What is the digital solution going to need, going to be like? Okay. So for example, as an A&E doctor, I need to see a real-time bed availability so that I can admit patient faster. Okay, this is a user story. This is a user journey. This will help in making concise decision. This will help in automating the process. So we're going to quickly go to draw.io while I share my screen again to let's map out the as this process and also the to be together. Just give me a minute. So please, my colleague is also sharing the attendance form below. Do endeavor to fill out the form so that you're able to get access to the recording and the slides, right? Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. Just a moment. Okay, so here is draw.io. Okay, so how do you get this? You go on your Chrome browser and then you type in draw.io and then it brings you here, right? So we're going to quickly map the as is process. So before I get started, I am going to give it a title. Okay, as is. Bed management. So I like to just drop this here. Now, this is the as is. So as is simply means that is their current process. So before we get started, so we're going to use the eclipse or the oval shape. This starts and ends the process, right? So you click inside of it and then start. Okay. So I'm going to adjust this so it's not so. Now, what is the current process? So now we're going to use this rectangle shape because it's an activity. Now the current, the first step is that the patient patient gets so A and E, A and E. Okay. So patient gets to A and E process. Please leave me a comment, any emoji in the comment section to confirm that you can still see my screen and I am not just talking to myself. Thank you. Arrives at A and E. Now, patient arrives A and E, right? And then the next process, we're still going to use the rectangle, right? You click, when you want to type, you simply click inside the box, right? To type. Now, because this is a manual process, right? It doesn't have any automation. So doctor assesses, what's that? Assesses patient. Hold on. And then hold on. Okay. Decides to admit decision. Decides. Okay. So the next process now, this is where the whole delay starts coming in, right? The doctor has attended to the patient, has seen the severity of the case, and then the next thing, the doctor has said, okay, the patient will be admitted now. No availability of bed, right? This will now start causing a lot of delay because they have to now find a bed to admit the patient, right? Now, manual bed requests. So the nurses now start manual bed request submitted. They start checking for availability of bed, right? And then this leads us to the next, which is, okay, now you are waiting for the bed. Why the patient is waiting for the bed? The bed, is it even clean? Is the bed clean? That's another manual waiting process again that will also increase the wait time. Waiting for bed allocation, right? Bed allocated now. Bed allocated. Okay, let's just go to the next process. Now, bed has been allocated. Waiting for the bed to get clean. You can see how lengthy this process is looking. To get cleaned. Somebody that had an emergency accident that is already bleeding. What nurse is not even sure of his fate. Why they're waiting for bed to get clean? Okay. Okay. Now, the bed has been cleaned and patient will now be moved to the ward, right? Patient gets moved to ward. Okay. Bed cleaned. Patient is moved to in ward. Okay, now the process ends. So you end the process with you can end the process with oval or eclipse like they call. So I'm just going to adjust this. This has to be straight. Now you can see how lengthy this as is process is. But as a business analyst, you're drafted into this project, right? And the whole idea is that you are drafted in to come and streamline this process as a BA that you are. So you're already thinking, what is that one thing you're going to do as a BA to streamline this process? You're already thinking automation. Okay, but you're not just going to think this just from your head, like immediately. You're going to engage stakeholders, you're going to, you know, understand their pain points, and you're going to understand their current process, right? So this is the as is, okay, process. Let me quickly copy this, and we are quickly going to map the to be. So the as is simply means the present state, and the to be means that the future desired state that the organization wants to be. Now we are mapping the future desired state for the NHS bed management system. So I'm just going to edit this to be. You can either say to be or current state. Okay. So now we're going to start the process with this Eclipse. So how do you get this? You simply click on it. You can drag and drop it, or you can just simply click on it, okay? And then when you click inside, you type start. You can either start with typing start, or you start the process from there. You can just say, so you know we started the process, we start in the as is. We can just say patient arrives. So if you also write it like this, it's also correct, right? Without writing the stats. Arrives A and E. Sorry. Okay, I need to reduce this a bit. So big. Okay. Now, so then what's the next to do? Digital admission, right? Digital admission request. Okay. So now, before the digital admission request, the doctor has already seen the patient, assessed the patient, right? Now, input the digital admission request digitally. Okay. Digital admission request. I skipped this. Okay. So now we are using this decision diamond because in the future states, there's you're going to be making decisions, right? So now we're going to be using the decision diamond here. You know that in the as this states, we're not really making any decision because it was all a manual process. But right here, we are improving the process, right? So in this decision diamond, right, the doctor has assessed the patient, automated bed allocation. Automated bed allocation. What am I spelling? Just a minute. Allocation. Okay. So now there's no need for long wait times or delayed immediately after upon the automated bed allocation by the doctor, right? Now there's also going to be another decision, right? The cleaning team will automatically get an update that an inpatient has arrived and they have been allocated a bed. So they get that automated cleaning notification, right? Automated cleaning notification goes out to the cleaning team immediately. Okay, immediately. And okay, so patient gets transferred to inpatient. Okay, let me delete this. don't want it to extend, so I'm just going to bring it down here. Patient gets transferred to inpatient ward. The end. Now you can see that here at the to be states, there's automation, right? There's no long wait time, there's no wasting time. The patient and the staff are experiencing very fast response. The patients are not even getting tired or feeling frustrated, right? Like everything is automated. Now you can see the difference in the to be and the as is, right? The whole idea is to streamline the process so that the patients are also they are attended to promptly, and why the staffs are at their best, their productivity level is ultimately reached, right? So as a business analyst, your role is to ensure that you're improving process, right? Remove bottlenecks, remove delays, and make sure that the objective of the project is achieved. Now, what was the objective of this project? To reduce A&E wait times by 40% in 6 months through digital process redesign while improving productivity and patient satisfaction, right? So the project aimed at integrating bed management system. Now, the doctors and the nurses are going to be seeing real-time visibility, automated notification, faster transfers, right? And what is the outcome of this project? Automated step, integrated system, and absence of delays. So please, I would like to also let you know my colleague is in the comments dropping the feedback form. Please ensure to fill it so that you get access to this recording at the end of the section. Okay. So while we had quickly look at the role of a BA in an health tech, let's also quickly speak to the role of an agile project manager, right? Because agile project manager and a BA, they work hand in hand. Who is an agile project manager? You can say that an agile project manager is the conductor of the orchestra, right? Agile project manager ensures that the solution is built, right? And they ensure that it is built efficiently, right? You might ask, why agile in healthcare? Okay, agile embraces complexity, change, continuous improvement, is flexible, it focuses on collaboration, right? Now, like the agile project manager ensures that the team are working in sync, right? Like they ensure that the BA, the testers, the development team, that everybody are working in sync and in alignment, right? They make sure that everybody understands their role in the project, like they carry everybody along. They make sure that the goal is to build an integrated bed management system, right? And that will be the focus of the project. They also make sure that this project is delivered on time. Okay, they make sure that as an agile project manager, you're making sure that we are delivering this project on time and within project and in scope as well, right? So they also ensure that cross-functional teams are working in sync and the project is delivered in iterative sprints, right? So for the first sprint, an agile project manager will ensure that we are building the basic bed availability view and we are sticking to that scope. They also handle the daily stand-up meeting. They also handle the regular sprint review and the A&E staff and continuous feedback, right? So as an agile project manager, right, you're a servant leader. I don't know, or most of us would have heard this word servant leader. Yes, that doesn't mean you're a servant, but it simply means that as you're leading, you're also serving, right? You're bringing the team together. You're that glue that pulls the team together, right? You lead effective meeting, you keep all the stakeholders informed, you manage all the risks, you navigate all the challenges, you're ensuring that all the deliverables are delivered and they are tangible to the project, right? Now, like I said before, the BA and the agile project manager, they work hand in hand, right? As a business analyst, you identify the right problem, you design the solution. Then, and as agile project manager, you ensure that that solution that has been designed is built right, right? That that website, it is the website that is built right and is delivered effectively and on time, right? Making sure that all the deliverables are delivered within timeline. And upon this duo, right, unstoppable force for a positive change in an healthcare system. Okay. And like you know, right now, agile project manager and business analysts are high in demand in the healthcare sector, right? um your existing skills are very valuable. That is one thing I want to leave you with. I don't know what role you're coming from, but your existing skills are very valuable because they are transferable, right? You're going to gain the right frameworks, techniques, and confidence that you need in healthcare and make genuine difference in people's life as a BA or an agile project manager. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
believe that I wish every other person on the call can also tell you how thankful they are for everything you've been able to share. I'm sure some people are seeing the Draw Ohio too for the very first time. I believe some are seeing that for the very first time. So thank you for sharing this with us. And trust me, even me, I was able to get value from the things that you did. So thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Now, just before I allow our most learned colleague go, so we're going to do a quiz. All right. So I want you to drop your answer in the chat. Is it going to be, so which is it going to be after everything we've seen? Will you be looking to becoming a business analyst? Or you looking at, oh, so I want to be that person that will execute the project and make the whole effort of everybody come to life? So let's know in the chat box. So which of them are you going to be? The business analyst
Or
or
the agile
the
project
HR
manager.
project manager?
Is
All
it the
right, let's
BA or the agile project manager? Let me know in the
I'm on a
comments.
particular team. I'm on a particular team, which I'm not
I'm,
going to say,
I'm
but
I'm on
I
a
can
team. I'm on a
no.
team. I don't know if you know the team I am on.
So Sadiat is taking both
I want
angles.
to be
Sadiat
both.
said a BA plus APM.
Yes, that's hybrid role. Yeah,
Yeah,
hybrid
so
role. You can do that
um
in some organization. Some
which
organizations actually want you to do hybrid.
yeah,
Yes.
so which is something that we're also going to talk about. Just make sure you pay attention. So I can see a lot of people are saying hybrid. A lot of people want a combination of both of them. Interested, interested,
Yes.
interested. This is actually quite interesting. And trust me, these are some of the reasons why we're here. Because before now,
Yes.
you literally think or literally believe that, oh, this is something that you need to go to school for, you need to do something, spend so much of time before you can do. But my colleague has been able to tell you that even despite the fact that you don't need to spend 4 years or go to masters to learn all these things, your skill that you have currently, they are all transferable into these roles. And when you're looking at business analysis of HR project management, another question some of you might have is, are there even jobs for these roles? Are there even jobs? Are there company really hiring for these roles? And the answer to that I'll tell you is a simple yes. And how did you come about it? So before we even arrive at all the programs that we do have at Tenalytics, what we did was we went ahead to look at all the major job boards. And the purpose of what we're trying to do is we want to identify what jobs are company really looking to hire for? What jobs really have higher demand from organizations? So we gather all this data and we analyze all these thousands of jobs. We analyze them based on three major criteria. The first one was the ease of learning. followed by ease of transitioning, and definitely a high rewarding salary. After we've done the analysis, analyzing thousands of jobs, we are only able to arrive at 8 different programs. Out of thousands, we're only able to arrive at 8 different programs. And out of these 8 different programs, we're talking about 2 of them tonight, which is the business analysis program and the Agile Project Manager program. Now, when you're looking at, so what we did after identifying that, so if you go through this particular program, you're able to easily learn it, you're able to easily transition, and it's going to give you a high rewarding salary. What is that guarantee? Because whatever you're doing, you're going to leave it and transition into something else. So what is that guarantee that if you transition into this one, you not hit a roadblock and probably a few years down the line, 5 years, 10 years down the line, you will not hit a roadblock and you probably will be out of job and looking for a job again. So we also asked that question. And where we able to got our answer to seek that external validation was from the World Economic Forum. And when you're looking at the World Economic Forum, we're looking at the future of job reports. The future of job report. And what this future of job report did was it was able to let us know the jobs that are gradually declining while some are gradually increasing in demand. And out of the jobs that are increasing in demand, so if you see career path that on the left side of my screen, these are career paths that are gradually declining. And if you see the job side, the career path that is on the left side of my screen, these are career paths that are gradually increasing in demand. And there's going to be a sharp increase in them between 2025 to 2030. Remember, in case you can't really see what I'm showing on my screen, you have access to this slide. It will be sent to your email. So you can go through this particular slide. And over here, by the time you click on this particular link, you'll be able to view the actual report from the World Economic Forum. All right. So make sure you complete the attendance that my colleagues are sharing in the chat box. But before we get into that, I saw a lot of people, I won't mention names, but I saw a lot of people that while I was asking, is it this or that? Is it BA or Agile Project Management? The first person I saw that said BA plus APM was Sadiat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick quiz, right? And what this quiz is about is going to look at what skill, looking at your personal traits, what skill do you have to that really blend to take? So we like I said, we offer 8 different programs, but let's take the quiz and see exactly what program does your skill really lean on. You that you're looking at APM, after taking the quiz, are you still going to be in Agile Project Management program or you're going to be in another program? Let us look at it. So if you're joining from your laptop, you can easily just scan the QR code on my screen and you'll be taken to a particular page. I'm also going to take the quiz with you. Then my colleague will be dropping this particular link in the chat. I think I can also drop it in the chat, but my colleague will be dropping this. So click on the link and it's going to take you to that quiz. So I'm going to drop that link. So I've dropped it. Let me drop a whole lot of them. So you will get access to it. So make sure you click on that link. I will do the same thing and I'll be able to, we'll probably do it together. Okay, so let me click on the link and share that particular screen. If you haven't clicked on the link, try to do that so we'll be able to take the quiz together. All right. If you haven't clicked on the link, check the chat box, click on that link, and then have my colleague also share the link with you. So you'll be able to do the same thing as I am doing. So let's get into it. I hope you guys are following me or you're doing your own too. So it said, yes, let's get started. So click on let's get started. Let's see what it is. It's giving tech error. I will agree with you. So let's go. Let's see the question. So here is going to ask you to complete the name. So let me say Muiden Ade Akoni. Mobile number is 639. email is, yes, my email is here. Okay. So you say, how do you feel in a group settings or team discussion? Group settings or team, I wish I could have somebody I'm discussing with. So I probably would see what we can be together. I thrive and I love enjoying leading. Don't remember the link is in the chat. So just click on it. So you'll be able to also do the same thing. And the results, I'll be looking forward to the results in the chat box. Okay. I love, I'm selected. I like people, but I need balance. So yes, let's select that. Let's describe your current and the most recent job. Let's say I want to career switch. So let's say career switch. Okay, which of these sounds most like you? I like solving problems with people and organizing teams. We're working with data and finding patterns. Do I like that? Like creating process and workflows. Want a job that pays well, even if it's hard. I don't know about that one. No. I enjoy protecting systems and vulnerability. So let me say I love solving problems. Make sure you complete the link. Sorry. Click on the link so you'll be able to join me in this quiz. And we'll have our response in the chat. How comfortable are you with the tools like Excel? I'm very comfortable. Yes, very comfortable. All right. What's your take on coding? Coding? I'd rather not do coding if I have the option. What kind of work environment do you prefer? Strategic decision making, independent, technical, and data focused work. Helping others improve internal culture. I don't know yet. Strategic and decision making. Most important to you right now. Uh, Job security on the long run. Yes, definitely. Next. Oh, Josephine is done and say Josephine is the data analyst. I'm going to I'm talking about Josephine. What did you select earlier? Okay, so this one I don't know. I'm still confused. Oh wow, amazing. Amazing. My result says I am a business analyst. I was on this team, but I don't want to say anything. Well, I was leaning on this team. Oh wow, Josephine said Josephine got data analyst. I'm getting business analyst. So what are the other ones that everybody's getting? Because I got Sadiat got so Sadiat, you see, you were looking at both of them. But now your career said, no, don't look at EPM, look at the business analysis route. Or that's interesting. Islamiyat said business analysis, fantastic, fantastic. This is interesting. So I want more answers. I want more response in the chat before we go ahead. Wow, Tuki said I got APM. Interesting. So we are here for you. One of the reason why we're here is to make sure that you have a clearer understanding of this career path and how exactly you can transition into them. So I still want to see response in the chat box. I got BA. Blessing says I got BA. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Catherine said I got APM. Fantastic. So I want to keep the answers coming. Moses is a data analyst. Fantastic. Interesting. So the purpose of this is for you to understand that you don't need any sort of prior experience before you are able to transition into any of these roles that we'll be talking about tonight. All right. And when you're looking at transitioning, what exactly are the things that you need that will actually give you the leverage to get yourself into getting a job or landing a role or transitioning? Somto said HR analytics. That is very fantastic. Right. So when you're looking at transitioning, the first thing you want to do is you want to learn. You're looking to becoming a data analyst. You want to learn it. You're looking at becoming an HR project manager. You want to learn. Some people looking to become HR analyst. What exactly do they get to do? You want to know it. You want to learn it. That's the first thing. After doing that first thing, then you want to go ahead to package yourself, right? And what does it mean by packaging yourself? There's something that will get to a particular hiring manager Okay, so Olubusala said, like I told you the last time, friends, I got BA, but I think I'm more cool with project management. Don't worry. I'll give you an insight on how we can get this done. All right. No worries about that. So when we're looking at packaging, like I said, the first thing that will get to that particular job you're looking to apply to is not you, but your CV. If your CV is not a well representation of yourself, then you can as well just kiss that job goodbye. So the first thing you do in your packaging is have a standard CV that speaks volume about you. That's the first thing. Then the next thing is have a fantastic LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is like your social representation. Like what do you look like in the public? That is what the LinkedIn is for. And it has to properly represent you in that space. I'm certain that a lot of people on this call probably don't even have a LinkedIn, or we do have, but it's something that opened like long time ago and it's just there. Then we also have, then when you're looking at transition, there's something that many people do struggle with, and that is mentorship. You don't know when to do what or what to do. So having a mentor's guidance to show you exactly how to do other things are part of the thing that is going to get you closer to achieving your dreams. Then before you get to any interview, knowing exactly what to do and how to say it in that interview is probably having a master key to all the doors that lies beyond your dreams, right? So that is like the master key. And definitely when you get a job, job reference is not something that anybody do joke with in the world generally. So having a job reference is something that you will be able to get and on the job support. All those things, no worries. I'm still going to touch them a little bit before we end the session. Then when you've been able to package yourself accordingly, when you've been able to package yourself accordingly, you now get to apply to job strategically. You apply to jobs strategically and aggressively. You apply like your life depends on it. Because if you do all these things and you take it only for you to leave it and you don't apply to job, you are not doing the right thing. Because when you apply to job, you have 50% chance of actually getting that job. When you see a job and you don't apply to it, there's a big chance that you never even come across that job and you never be able to land that job, right? So applying to the job exactly is how you go about getting, following the structure is exactly how you go about getting that job. And trust me, this is not the first time. This is not our first rodeo. Like I said earlier, we've been at this for a very long time, over close to 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in August, which is a few days from now. And we'll have people that been able to go through the same structure and land themselves fantastic jobs. If you joined the session before we started, you must have had a lot of them speaking of how they've been able to transition. One of them is Ramat. Ramat does not have any technical background. The only thing she has was an experience in customer support. She is a customer service rep with in a company in UK. She has that experience, but she was able to leverage on her experience, went through the data and business analysis program. After going through the business analysis program, she was able to package herself, apply to jobs, and by the time she was done with the program, October 2023, she was able to get herself a job with NHS as a business architect with NHS. This is somebody that does not have any experience at all in tech. And she's not the only person. I would have said we should watch the video over here. So if you click here, this is a short interview. And over here is about 1 hour long interview. I will have played it for us, but let's just get out. So you have access to this to play this at your own time. So you actually listen to the steps of what she did and how she was able to leverage analytics to get herself into that space. Also, you have hope. Hope is a definition of I think I have it, but I'm not getting it. And what does I think I have it, I'm not getting it means? Hope is somebody that has a lot of certificates. She has a lot of certifications in project management, and yet she was struggling to get a job. And in the tech space is very heavy on your technical know-how. Anybody, almost everybody can prepare for a certain certification and pass it because they actually prepare for it. But in the tech space, they don't really care about your certification. They want care about, okay, you said you can map out our business process. Can you show us how? That is when you swing to your draw.io, you map out their business process as it is, just like my learned colleague has been able to show you, and you map out the process. It is to be state, that is the future state. That is you having hands-on experience, right? So these are some of the things that you'll be able to go through that will be able to get you the job, which I'll be able to further elaborate on. So Hope, in this case, despite having all the certifications, she wasn't able to get a job. Or guess what? She went through the HR Project Management program, and in that same year, she was able to land a job as a project manager in Canada. All right, we have lots of them. Lois over here, she went through the business analysis program. This is where I was going to chip in. I think let me have a peep on that name. It skipped my head. Olubusala, yeah. So Olubusala, Lois over here, she went through the business analysis program. But because of the way the business analysis program is structured, which I'm still going to elaborate on, she went through the business analysis program and she was able to get a job for herself as a project manager, not as a business analyst, as a project manager, despite going through the business analysis program. And if you ask me, how exactly did she get to do it? It is not far-fetched. Looking at the HR project, which I will start with the HR project management program, then I will explain the business analysis program. So if you look at your key learning area in the APM, which is the HR project management scrum master, APSM, you will see that you have introduction to project management, the methodologies and the structure, meaning even if you don't have any experience at all in this field, your program is very well beginners friendly and is going to take you from the very basic to becoming a professional in managing teams and projects. And looking at the key learning areas you get to learn, you get to understand the fundamentals of Agile and Scrum. You get to understand what it is. You get to understand what we call the Scrum frameworks, right? When you're talking about your Scrum frameworks, your Scrum artifacts, you're talking about your sprint review, your first sprint review, your second sprint review, your third sprint review, you're having product backlogs. How do you account for it? You're looking at your sprint increments, all these things. You get to understand real life cases of what we're talking about. And if you look at the way your programs are structured, just like you see this particular session is about, it is always around a case study. A case study is a project of a particular organization looking to solve that particular challenge they're having. So these case studies, you bring them into your classes and you work on them 100%. So this one that you saw, Ifeoma working on that particular project, she's going to actually guide you on how to do it. Get your hands dirty. Getting your hands dirty, you're meant to make mistakes. She's always readily available to guide you on how to solve these problems. So these are the things you get to learn on how you become a fantastic project manager. Okay, and on the key learning area, you get to learn different types of project management methodologies. You get to learn the waterfall, you get to learn the agile, also get to learn the agile, which is more like the hybrid of project management. Then you also learn what we call Kanban board for workflow management, making your workflow as easy to understand as possible. Then you learn real world leadership. Then you also learn real world application of everything you've learned within the program. You also learn what we call Nexus Scale Scrum, which is like a world-class level of application. Now, the total duration for the Agile Projects program, the business analysis program, and any of the program that we offer is 8 months. Okay, you have 2 months, 6 months in class, working on projects, learning how to be professional in that space, and 2 months internship where you get to work on real world cases and real world projects. This is how your classes are structured. Then you have your live classes, live interactive classes on Saturday. For those in UK, West Africa, Africa, or even in Europe, you have 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time, West African time. You have that. And for those in Canada, because I saw some people from Canada, for those in Canada from US, you'll be joining the 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. session. Now, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. session which is automatically 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time in your own time zone, or 12 noon EST, that's Eastern Standard Time, to 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The duration for your live class is 3 hours. Mind you, no worries. So if you have questions, you can always drop it in the chat box. When I'm done, I will go through the chat and I'll be able to answer all your questions. So drop in the chat box so you don't forget, right? And when you're looking at the roles you can apply to as a HR project manager, APSM, you have roles like, if you look at the tonality of the roles you can apply to, you can see that they're always sounding like a leadership role. HR coach, HR project manager, technical scrum master, lean project manager, project coordinator, lean HR coach, scrum team facilitator. You can understand that this particular role is going to build you up and guide you to becoming a leader, to manage a team of people, a large group of people, and manage the projects to make sure that everything is in sync and gets delivered to the project owner, whoever owns the project. So this is what you will learn to become as a project manager. And one of the things you need to really excel in this space is just a basic people skill. You're somebody that you have people management skills. For me, I find it a little bit difficult. That's why I did not join the team of project management. I joined the team of business analysis because what they're looking for in that space, I haven't. And what are they looking for? Communication. So if you're somebody that you have experience in customer support, you have experience in you have experience working in the banking space, you have experience in operations, you have experience in marketing, you have experience in sales, something that has to do with communication. Your right spot is business analysis. And I guess that's why we have a lot of them within a chat box. When you took the quiz, that is because to excel as a business analyst, the only thing you need, like a super strength, is communication. So far you are able to communicate, that is all you need. And what do I mean by communication? Remember when Ifoma talked about being a business analyst, she mentioned that you are a process master. You streamline business processes. Now, to streamline business processes, you see yourself in meetings with the owner of that business. You see yourself in meetings with head of department, people that have key roles to make decisions within the organization. You see yourself in meetings with them. And what is the purpose? To understand business challenge and to solve the problem. So whatever the problem is, you have enough skill going through your training to be in that position to solve the problem. And when you're looking at your key learning area, you have Excel, Power BI, and SQL, because getting a job as a business analyst in 2025, any organization expects you to have a basic knowledge in data analysis, meaning you should be able to go into their database, extract whatever information they have, analyze it to have an understanding of what is really going on within the organization. So when you have that basic knowledge, you'll be able to now say, oh, so I need to see head of HR, or I need to see head of marketing, or I need to see head of logistics to know exactly why does it take 7 days for a normal product delivery when the industry standard is about 48 hours. Why is it taking us 7 days? The only reason why you know it's taking 7 days is because you have been able to analyze the data, right? And you also have what we call process mapping. You see what Ifoma just did? That is process mapping using a tool called draw.io. So you'll be able to learn how to use tool like draw.io and Lucidchart in to map out the business process. Then, when I was talking about Lois that went through the business analysis program, I was able to get a job as a project manager. How did she do it? That is because if you look at your key learning area, you will see project initiation planning and agile and scrum for projects, meaning by going through the business analysis program, you're going to learn a little bit, not so much, a little bit about project management in the sense that, and let me tell you the realistic of it. So as a business analyst, you'll be able to map out a business process and you make the recommendation of they need to build a website. If in that particular organization, there is no agile project manager, that recommendation is going to the dustbin. And that's because we make the recommendation. So who is going to execute? You want us to spend another sort of money to hire another HR project manager, a project manager that will manage the project? No, we are not interested. But by going through the business analysis program with Tenalytics, you will learn how to make recommendation. Oh, so you need to build a website. Then because you'll be learning project initiation planning and agile and scrum for projects, you will have enough skill to plan how to set up that particular project, plan the deliverables in that project, and actually manage the team. You manage the front-end developer, the UI UX designer, the back-end designer, the back-end developer, everybody that will contribute to the success of that website. By going through the business analysis program, you will have enough skill to manage that particular project and deliver it to the organization, making you a complete package. This is what Lois leveraged on. I was able to get a job as a project manager. Then you have every other thing like LCDLC, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis, and stakeholder engagement. You will learn all these things. And the only thing you need is communication, experience in communication. Remember, the program is 8 months, 6 months in class, and 2 months internship. And when you're looking at roles you can work in as a business analyst, you have different of them. You have business architect, the process analyst, product reliability engineer, requirement gathering analyst or requirement gathering engineer. You have business IT analyst, systems analyst, and so many more, right? So these are the things that you will leverage on to be able to get you into the space of becoming a business analyst. And I want us to have a quick view of what it looks like when we're saying a portfolio, or remember all your programs, like I said, you're working on all your learning, you're working on projects. Working on projects means you are building reward experience on how exactly it takes or what exactly it takes to solve real world problems, right? So once you get the link, you're going to have this particular link which you can click. It's a portfolio of a business analyst. Click on it and actually view it. You will understand what it takes to actually build a portfolio as a business analyst. Now, when you're looking at transitioning and everything I've said that you will learn, now with analytics, this is just 50% of what we tend to offer you, just 50%. The other 50% is what we call employability. And what does employability mean? I've touched a little bit about it earlier. This is more or less like, so you are now a fantastic business analyst. Everything that Ifeoma did is something you can do comfortably. But how does it transfer? How do you transition that to getting you a job? How do you do that? That is where your employability comes into play. And when we're talking about that, you have your CV review, CV revamp, people I mentioned earlier. You have your LinkedIn optimization. You have navigating the job market, where you learn how to navigate the job market to get all these jobs. You're learning the business analysis program. Some people think going through a business analysis program, the only job you can apply to is a job title that says business analyst. That is wrong. In your navigating the job market, you know how to search and apply to jobs using the job description. You understand that. You also have leverage on applying to jobs with job boards that we partner with, which is paid premium partnership, where we have all the jobs that they pasted on their premium website. We bring them into your classrooms and you have ability to apply to all these jobs. Premium job boards that premium jobs you not see anywhere on LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, never. You never see them because these are jobs that whoever that posts them, they mean business. And whoever that should be applied to should mean business, not just random people. So jobs like this, you bring them into your classes and you have 100% ability to apply to these jobs without paying anybody anything, right? Then when you apply to jobs, the least we expect from you is to get called for an interview. And if you get called for an interview, you have the right to, all the time, you have the right to schedule a one-on-one interview preparation with a professional that will look at your CV, look at the job you're applying to, look at the company, and prepare you for that particular interview you're looking to go for, probably maybe in a day or two, or even in a week. You have an interview in a week, you want to get prepped like 3, 4 times before getting to that interview because to probably erase your fears. That's something that we'll be able to do 100%. Then when you get the job, we offer a reference letter on the job support, as the line says, on the job support. You got to the job, you hit the roadblock, you have ability to reach out back to us, and you have a colleague, you have a professional come on board with you and solve the problem that you might be facing. Then you have what we call weekly mentorship session, where you have professionals, top professionals within the industry come into your classes and give you insider secret on what you should do to help you leverage yourself or position yourself way above the other person within that particular space. These are things that you get within the class. Then for people that say, oh, so I'm in the class, I've gotten a little bit of skill around data. I'm going through the business analysis program. Now I have some skill as a business analyst. I have some skill as a data analyst. I think before I get a full-time job, I want to leverage it on a freelance platform to be able to get myself going, probably get some few contracts before I get a full-time job, or even that's what I want to do 100%. You'll have sessions that will teach you on how to set your profile up on Upwork to be able to offer your services to both individuals and organization at the same time. Now you might be asking me, how exactly do you get started? What are the steps? What are the things you need to do? Now, the next class that will be taken for the business analysis program and the HR projects management program is starting on the 9th of September, which is about a little bit over a week from now. So if you're looking to register and be part of this class, the original price for this particular program is 900 US dollars. Okay, that's the original price. But that particular price has been discounted for the first 20 people to register for the program. So the first 20 people to register for any of this program, you'll be paying $750. And it even gets better. So you see that 750 US dollars is equivalent to 615 pounds. It's also equivalent to 1,100 Canadian dollars. Okay. But you see that particular amount of money, you are not mandated to pay it at once. You can break it down and pay in installments, as much as 5 installments. That is going to have you pay 150 US dollars every month for 5 months. That 150 US dollars is equivalent to 120 pounds, 123 pounds. It's also equivalent to 220 Canadian dollars. Now, all you need to do to join the next class starting by 9th of August to transition is pay as low as 150, and you'll be able to get everything you need to join the class starting by 9th of August. So what I'm going to do is my colleague will be drawing me the link, so you can easily click on the link and it will take you to the enrollment center page. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to secure your set by clicking on this particular link. So if you click on that link that my colleagues are sharing in the chat box, it will bring you to the Tenalytics Enrollment Center. Okay, it will bring you to the Enrollment Center. And what you want to do is, for any of the program that you're looking to go for, it is here. Okay, any of them that you're looking to go for, it is here. This is where register. So you want to scroll down and go through the program. So any of the program, you get to pay 750 instead of 900 US dollars. Now, for this particular discounts that we have, for the first 20 people to register, it is open only to people looking to start by August or September. So what that means is, so August, in your own case, might be like, oh, August is few days from now, and I don't think I will be able to start, but I don't want to miss out on the discount. You still have the ability to take advantage, meaning you can make your payment right now, and instead of you to start in August, you have ability to start by September, okay? And the purpose of this is you'll be taking advantage of the discount that is currently on, and you don't get to lose out because you're not ready to start. So click on the link, and once you come to the program, the good news is the HR Projects Management Program and the Business Analysis Program, they're actually the first two that you will encounter, but you have every one of them. You have the cybersecurity, the data analytics, data engineering, financial analytics, full stack data science, and HR analytics. So in this case, So let's use the Agile Project Management Program as an example. So you want to click on register for APSM, okay? Or you come and you say register for BA. So once you click on that, it should definitely populate in another tab where you have ability to pay 100% from wherever you're joining from. So one thing you need to pay attention to is over here, you will see that the available seat is 7, meaning that 20 seats that is available for this particular program, 13 people have been able to make payments, register for the program, and we have just 7 seats left for the business for the Agile Project Management Program. So what you want to do is make sure you're part of the same people to register. And I'm going to let you in an additional way to save yourself some money. So you know the discounted price is $750. But if you're looking to pay one time or you're looking to pay twice, you will not get to pay 750. You get to pay 700 US dollars. If you're also in paying in pounds, that is going to be 575 pounds instead of 615. You'll be saving yourself additional 40 pounds. If you are joining from Canada, you get to pay 1,015 Canadian dollars instead of 1,100. Okay. Instead of paying 1,100, you get to pay 1,015. If you are joining from UK, you get to pay 575 pounds instead of 615. Okay, so you want to take advantage of the discounts. Now, using pounds as an example, because I see that I have a lot of people from UK, so I'll use pounds as an example. So instead of you paying 615, you get to pay 575. That is only if you're paying once or twice. But if that will not be comfortable to your budget and to your planning, you have ability to spread that payment and pay 3 times, 4 times, or even 5 times. For the sake of this example, I would select 5 monthly payments to make it easy for me to learn and get value why I pay 1, 2, 3 pounds every month. So what you want to do is you want to select the option that works best for you, scroll down and select on secure your seat. Once you click on secure your seat, you will see the breakdown of you paying your first payment today. Today is 30th of July. Your next payment is due by 30th of August, 30th of September, October, and by November, you get to pay the last 1 to 3 pounds. Okay, so what you want to do then is you want to make sure you click on proceed. So once you click on proceed, you have ability to input your name. So that will be Muiden Akoni, Muiden Ade Akoni. Then your email, you want to also input your email. Your phone number is optional. Okay, then you want to click on proceed. There's one important message that's going to pop up on your screen, and that email, that notification is asking you to make sure you confirm that your email is correct. And this is the reason why. Immediately you've confirmed, immediately you are done making your payments, a receipt will be generated and sent to your email. So you go to your email, you will take a screenshot of that payment receipt. You come back to this main enrollment center, this particular place where you saw all the programs, just above the programs. After taking the screenshots that was sent to your email, come back to this place. You will see where they said upload your receipt here. Click on this place and follow the process. By doing that, you have ability to register for the program. This is the spot where you will indicate if you're starting by August or you're starting by September. And you want to know where it gets better. I've forgotten the name, but there is particular somebody that said in the chat that said, oh, when they took the quiz, they selected data analysis. So you might be puzzled. You don't know if that is the best option for you. It gets better. After making your payment and you click on this upload your receipt. When you get to, I think I would rather show you, you have an option to select speak with a professional. And what that will mean is you'll have a professional in a session with you that will ask you set questions, different questions, to understand which of these career paths is the best option for you to go through, right? So you have that ability 100%. So what you want to do is, I want to complete the form. I'll just glance through this so you'll be able to see how it is. So it's asking you to select your means of payment. It is the first instrumental payment. If you made your full payment, you also want to select, oh, I paid the full payment, not instrumental. You click on next. Then over here is going to ask you to read the terms and conditions, which you should do, and select yes, you've read it. Then you click on next to proceed. Also here is going to be telling you the fact that you've been able to take advantage of the early bird discount. Then you input your name. Then over here is asking you to provide a email that will be used to add you to a Google Classroom. So you have to provide a Gmail address, all right, which is going to be used to add you to a Google Classroom. Over here is asking you that if you act outside of our masterclass like this one with multiple emails, you want to input them so that we don't get to send email to you every now and then. So you want to select your gender, then you move to the next one. Then over here, you also have the ability to just move to the next one. Then you select the date that you made payment. You want the receipt that you've taken a screenshot of. This is where they will ask you to upload that receipt. Okay, so make sure you have a copy screenshotted before completing your payment. A means of payment, what mode of payment did you use? If you made payment through that particular means I just showed you, you want to select the main stack website, which is what you used. You want to click on next. Then in your particular next slide, you will have the ability to select the name of the account the payment was made from, which is in this case, my account. Then this particular slide is now the one I was talking about. So over here, you will see that if you select it, you have ability to select any of the program, which is the APSM, the business analysis, the data analysis, and so many forms. Over here, you also have, I need to speak with a professional. So in the case whereby you're confused, you only need to select, I need to speak with a professional, select next and submit. Once you do that, somebody will be able to, you'll be getting ability to book a professional session where somebody will be able to look at everything you've been through, your experience, your work experience, your trades, every other thing, and guide you on which of the program you're able to go for, right? So this is how you secure your seat and be part of the program. Now, remember, if you have questions, just drop in the chat box. I'm going to touch base with everything. All right. So make sure you click on the link, secure sports, register, and I'll be here waiting for you to join a class. And one thing that you also be getting is by the time you're done with your training, you'll be getting a certificate. The certificate is accredited by American Council of Training and Development, which you can easily over here when you get the slide, come over here and click to identify the read the accreditation, all right? So we have a lot of people that have been able to go through the same process, lots of them, like countless of them that have been able to go through the same process and able to see themselves landing a job as a business analyst, as a project manager, transitioning into the tech space. So now I'll be going through the chat box. You can drop your question. And also, if you want to speak, you can indicate that you would like to speak, and I will ask you to unmute your mic, and you get to ask your question. You get to unmute your mic and ask your question. All right. So remember, the class is starting by 9th of August. Okay. So looking at the chat box, if you have a question, kindly drop it in the chat, and I'll be able to go through it. Okay. So I think I'll start with Olubusola. Olubusola, I hope you've been able to understand how you're able to transition into project management. But that's even if you don't want to go through the project management route itself. If you want to go through the project management route, you have it 100%. You don't need to have any experience in it. Going through it is going to build your experience, get to work on projects, and you have ability to see yourself transitioning after taking the program. Okay. Right, so I'm going through the chat box. If there's question, you want to drop it. Okay, So, okay, I think that's about it. No question. Is everybody good? Am I free to run? Am I free to go? Are we good to go? Are we good to go? Okay, let me see. Let me see if I have any hands. That anybody that would like to speak. Is there anybody that would like to speak? If you would like to speak, you can indicate, and I will ask you to unmute so you can actually ask your question, and I can get to answer them before I go. Trust me, there's no stupid question. There's no foolish question. If you don't understand, you have ability to ask, and I'll be able to answer you. Okay. All right. I don't think we have any question. Right. So I believe every one of us will good. All right. So if we don't have questions, that means we are all good. I'll be looking forward for those of you that feel going through the program is going to really be of impact to take you from where you are to actualizing your dream. You want to try as much as possible to book. So book your spots. Don't miss out on the discount. And I'll be looking forward to see each and every one of you in class in August. And remember, if August is not a good time for you, you also have ability to take advantage of the discount that we have running currently and be part of the ones that will be starting by 6th of September. Okay, so take advantage of that. And if you have questions, remember, we are always ready and available to answer your questions to make sure that whatever path of the tech you're transitioning to, you have that ability to scale and transition and get value for whatever thing you get into. So if you had, at the absence of any other questions, I'll say thank you for spending about your 1 hour, 32 minutes with us, myself and my colleague. I totally do appreciate your time spent. I believe you've been able to get value from your time also. Thank you so much for being part of the session. And I'll say, at the absence of any other questions, thank you all. And I'll be seeing you all by 9th of August or 6th of September. Cheers and bye for now. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.